Hey fellows, welcome back to the Coffee Press channel. So to start, let's grab our cup of coffee and let's talk about WordPress. But if you missed my most recent videos where I explain deeply how we can take in advance the ACF to build our custom plugins, reach the links on the description box below. Okay, so today my main idea is to show to you how we can add new columns into our post lists or our custom post lists. I will show to you how easy it is to do something like this. And if you want to see the entire implementation of this, go direct to the link on the description box below. As always, I am Donini and I'll be your host. Okay, so let's start to code something new. Okay, so to start, I need to create a new file, new class, call it cp columns.php. This is a PHP file. I will create a new class, call it cp columns, and I will copy from another file my way to create a new instance of some class. That's it. Okay, and now let's start to code. So to create a new column inside of some post list, we need to use a hook called manage posts column. With this, we can add a new header into the list, and to add the values of this column, we need to use another hook called manage posts custom column. Okay. Let's imagine that we want to show the feature image inside our post list. So let's create a function to do something like this. I will call this function called add column, and we need to pass through this function as a parameter the columns. Okay, these columns is an array of all of the columns that we have inside our list. So let's suppose that we want to add a new column called featured image, and of course the text of this column is the same, is featured image, and we just return the array with the new value. That's it. So let's create a constructor for this function, construct, and add our filter. Add filter, the tag is manage posts columns, and I need to pass my class here, this, and our function. Okay, so to see if this is working, we need to create a new instance of our class, columns, get instance. With this, we are starting our class, and of course we need to add this class file here, so it's column. Okay, so let's test if we have our new column here. I'll go to the post list, and there we are. So now we have a feature image here. So now it's time to add the content of this field. So for this, we need to create a new function. I will call this function something like add, let me see, the column content. And for this function, we need to pass the column and the post ID. Okay, so now we need to test if the column that is coming here is the column with the name feature image. So let's do this test. If this is equals here, okay. So if yes, we just need to test if our post has the post thumbnail. If yes, of course, we just need to echo the image, the get thumbnail, get the post thumbnail. I will send the post ID and an array with the size to 60 and 60, because this is the size of the image on the list. You know, it doesn't need to be so big. And if not, I will show a message for the user, something like, oh, featured image is not set. Okay, and now we need to add our new hook, which is an action in this case. And the name of this hook is manage posts column custom column. Same thing, we need to pass our class and we need to pass our function to show this. Okay, so let's go back to the browser and refresh and see what's happened. Okay, we have an error. Too few arguments in the add column content. Oh, I forgot to pass the argument here. So we're passing 2 arguments, and now probably we work. Let's see. There we are. So we have a new column called the feature image, and if our some posts have the feature image, we see. If not, we see a message here. Okay, that's cool. So let's suppose that we want to do this in a custom post, because as you can see now we add this feature image inside the post list. But if you want to show this in some custom post, we need to use a different handle in the hook. It's a little bit different because we need to put the name of our custom post inside this handle of the hook. So I will take in advance that we have this custom post message, which is a content from another video, but we have this custom post, and I will add a new column on this list. And let me see what is the column that we can add. For example, we can show this column, show where, on all the pages or in specific page. And if it is in a specific page, we can put the link of this specific page. Okay? Let's go back to the code and start to coding again. I will create the function to add the header, the column and the header on the message custom post, add message column. Same thing, I will pass the columns. Okay, and I will use the same approach that we have here. So I will just copy and paste because sometimes I am a lazy developer. Show where is the name of the field, and I can use something like a visible where. Okay. Now to add this new column into our message custom post, we just need to add here the name of our custom post inside the handler, and of course pass the correct function. Let's go back here and refresh. Okay, as you can see, we have now a new column here called visible where. So now, as the same we have done for the post, we need to create a function to add the content. So we'll call this add message content, column content, to follow some pattern. Okay, same thing, we need to have the column and the post ID. And let me see, we need to test if this is the right page, is the right column. So I will do the same test we have done on the post. The name of the column is show where. Okay. And just pass the column. And if it's okay, if it is this column, we just need to do our own code. In my case, I am using inside of this installation the ACF, that custom post I have used ACF, so I will get the value of this field using the get field function. So I will call this show where, and I use the function get field, passing the name of the field, which is the same here, and of course I pass the post ID. Now we have the value of this field here on the backend, on the WP admin. So we have these radio values coming into this variable. Once we have this, I will create a simple test here, passing this variable, show where, and I will do my tests. If I can remember, if I pass the value, if I choose the option all pages, the value is like this, all pages. In this case, it's very simple. We just need to echo something like all pages, and that's it. We are done here. We can do something more fashion and use some proper escapes here, because we are echoing an external, we are echoing some text on the front end, so it's okay. Do these tests, and we create the new case, which in this case is an specific page. Okay. Now, if we want to show the link for this page, we need to do a few more tests. For example, if I can remember the value of the page when we have selected is what page. So I will just add this here, post ID. So now we have the ID of the page that is selected on that case. So let's echo this information on the front end. But I'm thinking here, if I want to show some phrase in some sentence on the column, maybe it's better we use some printf function here. Okay. Let's create something like specific. Oh, I forgot to put the quote here. Specific page, and let me see. This will be an inchar, and here we have one S. I'll copy this because the next value is the name of the post. Okay, cool. So now we need to get the permalink. I will pass the post ID, and the other information that we need is the title. So you get the title, and I will do the same. I will pass the post ID. Okay, I think we have something. Let's test and see if it works. Oh, we don't have nothing here because probably we have some error. Let's investigate the code. We have the column. It's show where. It's show where. Oh, of course, I forgot to put the proper hook. So this function is never called. Let's add here message posts column and see what's happened. Of course, we need to send the proper function. Refresh again, and there we are. So now we have the all pages, and we have the specific page with the link for this. Let me see. Ta-da! Perfect. Okay, that's cool. It works like I expected. Okay, so now you see how easy it is add new columns into your posts or custom posts list. Okay, as always, if you have any ideas or suggestions to improve this code or creating something better, let in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to keep me motivated in creating new videos, share videos like this, hit the like button, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel to stay tuned to the new videos. That's it, see you guys next time.